Hello Capricorn, welcome back to the channel. I just sat down to do your reading and the energy I'm sending you right now is truly profound. This is one of those readings where I feel the weight of what has happened between you and the other person. And I need you to really listen because the connection you have with that person has fundamentally changed them on a soul level. We're not talking about a typical impact here. We're talking about the kind of connection that rewrites a person's entire understanding of love and connection. Before we get into the reading, I just want to say that whatever has happened between the two of you, whether it's romantic love, a deep friendship, or even a karmic connection, the mark you've left on that person is permanent. They're living in this world and things don't feel the same anymore. Everything has changed. The cards will show us exactly what's happening in their inner world right now and what this means for both of you in the future. So I'm pulling the first card here. We have the Five of Cups showing up immediately. Now this is really interesting because the Five of Cups is traditionally about loss and grief, but what I am picking up here is so much deeper than just sadness. This person is standing in their life right now looking at what they thought they wanted, looking at the cups that have spilled. And they are realizing that none of it matters anymore. You know how sometimes you go through life thinking you know what you need, what makes you happy, what fills you up. And then you meet someone who completely shatters that illusion. That is what happened here. This person met you, connected with you, experienced something with you that was so real and so deep that now when they look at their regular life, at the things they used to care about, at maybe even other connections they have, it all feels empty. It all feels like those spilled cups. Here is the thing that is really coming through strongly. They are not just sad about losing you or about whatever happened between you two. They are grieving their old self. They are grieving the person they were before they knew what this kind of connection could feel like. I am seeing that this person might be in a situation where outwardly everything looks fine. Maybe they are going through the motions, showing up to work, maintaining relationships, doing all the normal things. But internally, Capricorn, they are completely lost. Because you showed them what depth feels like. You showed them what it means to connect with someone on a level that transcends the surface. And now they cannot unsee it. They cannot unfeel it. It is like someone who has only ever seen in black and white suddenly seeing color for the first time, and then having to go back to a black and white world. That is the level of transformation we are talking about here. What I am also picking up with this Five of Cups is that this person keeps replaying moments with you in their mind. They are standing there looking at those spilled cups and they are thinking about specific conversations you had. Specific moments where they felt truly seen by you. Times when you understood parts of them that no one else even knew existed. And the grief is not just about losing you. It is about the fact that they cannot go back to pretending that surface-level connections are enough. You ruined them for mediocrity. Honestly, now, let me pull the next card because I want to see what is happening with their emotional processing right now. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands coming through, and this makes so much sense with what we are already seeing. This person is in complete internal conflict right now. The Five of Wands shows struggle, competition, conflicting energies. And in this context, it is showing me that this person has like 5 different versions of themselves all fighting for dominance in their mind. There is the version of them that wants to reach out to you, that wants to tell you how much you changed them, how much this connection meant. There's the version that is scared, that thinks maybe what they felt was not real or was one-sided. There is the version that is angry at themselves for letting someone affect them this deeply. There is the version that wants to protect themselves and just move on. And there is the version that knows deep in their soul that what happened between you two was once in a lifetime and they are terrified they just let it slip away. All of these internal voices are battling it out constantly. This person probably wakes up with a different mindset every single day. One day they are convinced they need to do something about this. They need to fight for this connection. The next day they are telling themselves it is over and they need to accept it. The day after that, they are spiraling into confusion about what any of it even meant. It is exhausting for them, honestly. And the reason the conflict is so intense is because the connection with you touched something so deep in them that their ego, their fears, their logical mind, and their soul are all in complete disagreement about what to do. What I am also seeing with the Five of Wands is that this person might be getting external input that is adding to their confusion. Like maybe friends or family are telling them to move on, to forget about it, that they are overthinking things. But their inner knowing is screaming at them that this was different, this was real, this was important. So they are not just battling themselves. They are also battling against the outside voices that do not understand the magnitude of what happened. Here is something specific I am picking up. This person keeps trying to logic their way through their feelings. They keep trying to make sense of why you affected them so deeply, trying to find rational explanations for something that exists beyond reason. But every time they try to put it in a box, every time they try to diminish it or explain it away, the feeling just gets stronger. Because soul connections do not operate on logic, Capricorn. They operate on a completely different frequency. Let me pull the third card now, because I want to understand what truth is emerging for them through all of this. Oh wow, okay, the Ten of Cups just came through and I actually got chills. So here is what is happening. Underneath all the grief, underneath all the internal conflict, this person is having a massive realization. The Ten of Cups represents ultimate emotional fulfillment. The fairy tale, the happily ever after, the kind of love and connection that makes life worth living. And this person is realizing that what they felt with you, what they experienced in your connection, that was their Ten of Cups. This is profound because I am seeing that this person maybe had ideas about what their perfect life would look like. Maybe they had a plan, a vision, certain expectations about who they would end up with or what their ideal relationship would be. And you were not necessarily part of that plan. Maybe you do not fit the image they had in their head. Maybe the timing was wrong. Maybe there were obstacles or complications. But none of that matters because when they were with you, when they connected with you, they felt it. They felt that Ten of Cups energy. They felt what home feels like. They felt what it means to be truly happy on a soul level. Now. They are sitting with this devastating awareness that they found their Ten of Cups, but they might have lost it, or walked away from it, or not recognized it in time. Can you imagine how earth-shattering that is? To realize that you already experienced the thing that most people spend their whole lives searching for, and you maybe did not fully appreciate it in the moment, or you let fear get in the way, or you thought you had more time. What I am picking up really strongly here is that this person now views every other connection through the lens of what they had with you. And nothing measures up. Nothing even comes close. They could meet someone who checks every box on paper, someone who would be perfect by conventional standards, and they would still feel empty because it would not be what you two had. You set a standard that cannot be matched because it was not just about compatibility or attraction or shared interests. It was about soul recognition. It was about two people operating on the same frequency in a way that felt effortless and natural. And right, I'm also getting that this person might be going through a phase where they are looking at couples around them, at people in relationships, and they are thinking, but do they have what we had though? Like they are questioning whether other people actually feel this depth, or if most people just settle for less because they do not know what is possible. You open their eyes to a level of connection they did not know existed, and now that they know it is possible, everything else feels like a compromise. Let me pull the fourth card because I need to understand where this person is heading with all of these realizations. Alright, so the Moon card just appeared, and this tells me that this person is in a deeply introspective phase right now. But they are also dealing with a lot of confusion and illusion. The Moon represents the subconscious, dreams, intuition, but also fear and uncertainty. This person is doing a lot of nighttime thinking, Capricorn. Like I am literally seeing them lying awake at night, their mind going in circles, processing everything about you and this connection. Their dreams are probably vivid right now, possibly even dreaming about you. The subconscious is working overtime to integrate this experience, to make sense of feelings that the conscious mind cannot fully grasp. But here is where the moon gets tricky. This person is also dealing with fears that might not even be based in reality. They might be scared that what they felt was one-sided, even if it was not. They might be afraid that you have moved on, that you do not think about them the way they think about you. They might be terrified that if they reach out, they will be rejected or that too much time has passed. These fears are creating illusions in their mind, distorting their perception of the situation. What I am also picking up is that this person is in a phase of really deep self-examination. The moon asks us to look at our shadow, to confront the parts of ourselves we usually avoid. And this connection with you has brought up all of their stuff. Like any intimacy issues they have, any abandonment wounds, any fears around vulnerability, it has all come to the surface. Because when you connect with someone at that depth, you cannot hide anymore. All your protective mechanisms become visible. So this person is doing the internal work right now, whether they realize it or not. They are being forced to look at why they are the way they are, what patterns they keep repeating, what they are actually afraid of. This is uncomfortable but necessary. The moon phase is about going into the darkness so you can eventually emerge into the light with more clarity and self-awareness. I am also sensing that this person has intuitive hits about you. Like they might suddenly think of you and wonder if you are thinking of them too. They might feel your energy even from a distance. There is still an energetic cord connecting you too, and they can feel it even if they do not understand it. Sometimes they might even question if they are making this all up in their head. If the connection was as deep as they remember, but then they will have a moment where they know, whoa, was real, and that knowing hits them like a wave. Let me get the fifth card now to see what is developing in terms of their perspective and understanding. Oh, this is interesting. The Sun card is coming through. So after all this darkness and confusion and grief, there's actually hope here, Capricorn. The Sun represents clarity, truth, joy, and enlightenment. What this is telling me is that this person is moving toward a breakthrough. All of this internal processing, all of the grief and conflict and soul-searching they have been doing, it is leading them somewhere important. The Sun always follows the moon in the tarot journey, which means after going through the darkness and confusion, we come out into the light of understanding. This person is going to reach a point where everything becomes clear to them, where they stop questioning and doubting and fearing, and they just know what they need to do. The Sun is about authenticity and truth. It is about letting yourself be fully seen, letting your real self shine without hiding or pretending. And I'm getting that this person is moving toward a place where they are ready to be completely honest with themselves and potentially with you. They are realizing that playing it safe, protecting themselves, hiding their feelings, it is not serving them anymore. The connection you two shared was real, and denying it or diminishing it is causing them more pain than being vulnerable ever could. What I love about the Sun here is that it represents a childlike quality, that innocent openness and enthusiasm. This person is starting to reconnect with a more authentic version of themselves, a version that existed before they built up all these walls and defense mechanisms. You reminded them of who they really are underneath all the conditioning and expectations. And as they move through this process, they are becoming more aligned with that true self. I am also picking up that this person is starting to feel hope again. Like maybe for a while they were in the darkness thinking this was just loss, just grief, just something they need to get over. But now they are starting to feel like maybe this story is not finished. Maybe there is still possibility here. Maybe what felt like an ending was actually just a transformation, a chapter break before something even more beautiful. The Sun brings optimism and renewed energy. And this person is going to start feeling more alive again, more like themselves, more ready to take action from a place of confidence rather than fear. Let me pull one more card because I want to see the ultimate outcome or where this is all heading. Okay, so we have Strength coming through as the final card, and honestly, Capricorn, this might be the most important card in the whole reading. Strength is not about force or aggression. It is about the quiet, patient courage it takes to face your fears, to be vulnerable, to choose love even when you are scared. This is telling me that this person is developing real inner strength through this experience. The kind of strength that comes from facing your shadows and not running away. The kind of strength that allows you to admit when something matters to you, even if that admission makes you vulnerable. What you awakened in this person, that soul deep connection, it is requiring them to be braver than they have ever been. I am seeing that this person is realizing they cannot move forward in their life. They cannot be fully happy or at peace without addressing this, without being honest about what this connection meant and continues to mean to them. Strength is about taming the lion, which in this context means taming their fear, their ego, their pride, all the things that might be holding them back from reaching out or fighting for this connection. What is really beautiful about strength in this position is that it suggests this person is going to find the courage to be authentic. Whether that means reaching out to you directly, whether it means making changes in their life to align with this new awareness they have, or whether it means doing the internal work to become the person who is truly ready for the kind of connection you two shared, they are moving toward empowered action. I am also getting that this person recognizes now that running from this, pretending it did not matter, trying to move on without acknowledgement, that would be the weak choice. The strong choice is to honor what was real, to be honest about the impact you had on them, to face whatever comes next with an open heart. That is the journey they are on right now. Strength also represents compassion, and I am sensing this person is developing more compassion for themselves. Through this process, they are learning to forgive themselves for any mistakes they made, for any ways they handled things poorly, for being human and imperfect. They are understanding that transformation is messy and that soul growth often comes through experiences that crack us open. So Capricorn, here is what I want you to take from this reading. The person you connected with has been fundamentally changed by knowing you. They cannot go back to who they were before. They are going through an intense internal journey right now, processing grief, working through conflict, having profound realizations, facing their fears, and ultimately developing the strength to honor what was real between you two. Nothing in their life feels the same anymore because you showed them what depth looks like, what real connection feels like, and they cannot unsee that. Whether this leads to reconnection, to closure, or to both of you moving forward as changed people, that remains to be seen. But what is absolutely certain is that this connection mattered immensely and continues to matter. You left an imprint on this person's soul that is permanent. They carry you with them in ways they might not even fully understand yet. And they are moving toward greater clarity, authenticity, and courage in how they deal with these feelings. For you, Capricorn, I would say trust that everything that happened between you two had purpose. Trust that real connections, the kind that transform us at a soul level, those never truly end. They might change form, the relationship might evolve, but the impact remains. Focus on your own journey, your own growth, your own alignment with your highest self. Because if this connection is meant to come back around, it will happen when both of you have done the necessary internal work to show up fully and authentically. All right. That is what the cards wanted me to share with you today. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with your situation. I'm sending you so much love on your journey. Take care of yourself.